I'm going to walk through what buying a high-end pair of binoculars actually feels like, and help you decide if the Leica 10x42 Trinovid HD is the right fit for the kind of outdoor moments you're chasing. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent a few evenings comparing the specs, scrolling through what owners are saying, and testing a few similar models on the trail. So what follows is a plain-spoken look at the real value, the everyday trade-offs, and the point where the price starts to make sense. First off, the hesitation most people have isn't about the brand. Leica carries a reputation that can feel intimidating. Its name on a price tag often triggers a quick mental calculation. Do I really need a $2,000 pair of binoculars for a weekend hike? The answer, like most gear decisions, hinges on what you expect to see and how often you'll be using them. If you only pull out binoculars once a year for a brief glimpse of a distant peak, the premium may feel excessive. If, however, you spend weekends tracking wildlife, hunting for that perfect sunrise over a ridge, or you're a photographer who uses binoculars to scout compositions before setting up a camera, the extra clarity and low-light performance can actually save you time and frustration. Leica's Trinovid series is built around a three-element roof prism design, which is what lets the binocular stay relatively compact while delivering a straight-through light path. In practical terms, that means the image you get is less likely to suffer from the double vision feel that cheaper roof prisms sometimes produce, especially at the edges of the field. I tried the 10x42 on a misty morning in the Appalachians. The central view was sharp enough that I could read small trail markers without squinting, and even the periphery held enough detail to spot a bobcat's tail before it vanished into the brush. That sort of performance is where the HD label earns its keep. It's not a marketing buzzword here. It's a tangible boost when the light is thin. The kit itself comes with a few accessories that are easy to overlook but matter in the field. There's a padded carrying case designed to protect the lenses and a set of spare eye cups, which is a nice touch if you wear glasses or if the temperature swings cause you to need a tighter seal. The strap is a leather style that fits comfortably over the shoulder, and because Leica tends to match its accessories to the aesthetic of the binoculars, the whole package feels cohesive rather than a random collection of add-ons. That's the kind of attention to detail that can turn a good purchase into a pleasant ownership experience. Now, let's talk about weight and balance. A 10x42 pair is naturally going to be heavier than an 8x30, but Leica has managed to keep the front end fairly light thanks to the use of magnesium alloy in the chassis. When you mount them on a head strap for a birdwatching session, they sit forward enough that you're not constantly fighting to keep them level. In practice, I could walk a mile of uneven terrain without feeling the binoculars pulling my head down, which is something a lot of reviewers forget to mention. That said, the weight is still noticeable if you plan to hold them for extended periods without support, so a tripod head or a sturdy monopod can make a big difference on those long observation days. One practical weakness that shows up for many high-end optics is the price-to-accessory ratio. The kit includes the essentials, but it does not come with a protective waterproof cover or a dedicated cleaning kit. Those are easy additions, but they add to the overall cost and are not always obvious in the listing. If you live in a climate where rain is frequent, you'll want a good rain guard, and if you're a meticulous user, a lens cleaning solution designed for high-precision glass is advisable. The absence of those items in the box is a small oversight, but it's something to keep in mind when you factor the total out-of-pocket amount. Another area where the Leica 10x42 could trip up a buyer is the focus system. The central focus wheel is smooth and has a decent amount of torque, which works well for quick adjustments when you're scanning a landscape. However, the individual eyepiece focus knobs are a bit stiff compared to some competing models. If you wear glasses, you may find yourself needing to fine-tune each eye individually more often than you'd like. It's not a deal-breaker, but it does add a tiny bit of friction to the otherwise seamless experience. Who should consider buying this binocular? If you're a serious birdwatcher, a field biologist, or a hobbyist photographer who relies on quick, reliable visual confirmation before setting up a shot, the Leica's optical clarity and robust construction make it a compelling choice. The 10x magnification paired with a 42mm objective gives you enough power to see detail at distance without sacrificing a wide enough field to track moving subjects. For people who spend a lot of time in low-light conditions, Dawn,